Hey everyone, this is your host, Nic Beardsley, and I want to welcome you back to the Dear Untitled podcast, episode 43. I won't dance around it too long about how excited I am to be featuring today's guest, What Lies Below. I talked to vocalist Andrew Watson from the Harrisburg, Pennsylvania-based band, which caught my ear in 2021. They had just dropped, I believe, their EP Destinations, or some singles off of it, and Canvas absolutely hooked me. It's been an amazing adventure to watch them grow since, and with a big tour coming up, you know what? I'll catch you up on that on the other side of this conversation. Without further ado, Andrew Watson from What Lies Below on episode 43. Yeah, so I believe it's on my calendar right now. I believe I'm coming to your show in Lexington.
Fuck yeah, that'll be dope.
Yeah, meet up there.
The whole tour is going to be insane.
Dude, I mean, let's start there, honestly. How the hell did you guys land on Asking Alexandria and From Ashes to New?
You know, I don't even know the exact answer to it. I believe, Sam, the Asking's bass player, is a fan of our band.
That is so
when
tight.
We put out Misguided Light, he followed us. We DM'd a little bit, and then so I was playing Call of Duty one night. I think it was the night the new one came out, and I was drinking a little bit, had some beers, playing with my friends.
Yeah.
And I get this email on my phone, and it's like, support offer availability check, Asking Alexandria. I'm like, fucking threw my phone away. I'm like, this is a scam, not getting into all that. And then I had some time to like actually look at it. I'm like, holy shit, like this is real. So yeah. And when we got the offer, and then we're off, you know what I mean? It's crazy.
Literally. That's amazing. I've actually never seen Asking live personally. And so I'm pretty excited for that. And obviously I've never seen you guys live. From Ashes to New, I've seen once. And then who is it? Is it
Royal Lynn?
Royal Lynn. I thought it was Rosalind. Okay, Royal Lynn. Not familiar with them. Are they kind of near you, or just another kind of part?
So I think she's I could be so wrong on this, but I believe she's a Nashville-based artist. Rock kind of stuff. I want to say country twang. I listened to some of her songs a while ago.
Okay.
But it's cool stuff. It's cool stuff. I think Danny featured on one of her songs.
Connect, yeah.
So that's where that, I'm assuming, came from.
That's tight. Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's close enough to Nashville at this point.
Absolutely.
Good stuff. Okay. So that's over at Manchester. I saw, the last show I went to was Never Tell, when they opened for Boundaries, Currents, and Beartooth.
Yes, I remember seeing that tour. I was trying to go to the one in PA, but couldn't.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, they were.
But that was at that same venue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So you're playing a good venue. Yeah, for sure.
A lot of these venues are just insane. I mean, for us coming from these like 200 cap rooms up to these like 2,000+, it's going to be absolutely insane. But we are all so excited for the opportunity and just to play these shows, just seeing that crowd of people. You know what I mean?
Right.
We've never had that. So it's going to be awesome.
Of course. Yeah. And like, granted, you know, as an opener, you're never really, you know, you have people there for you, but most everyone's there for the headliner or someone above you, and you're just there to get them hype and be like, hey, this is us, and just play your hearts out. And that's amazing.
Absolutely. And it's cool. Like, we've found a lot of success playing with the lighter bills in the past. Like, I don't know, whenever we play lighter bills, people just go crazier than say we've played some deathcore shows, which they hate us, obviously.
Duh. Yeah.
But when we play the softer shows, everyone's going crazy because we're like the heaviest band, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's just fun, you know?
It's kind of a build.
So I'm excited to see and I'm excited to see how everyone responds. Like, I know it's going to take a few songs for us to hopefully win them over, but we'll see.
Open with Canvas and you got them. Oh, wait. You're probably going to close with that or something, right?
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah. All right. So, speaking of Canvas, that was probably the song in, I'm going to say 21 that came across my radar. And, I mean, was that your
so long ago.
It's it's an eternity now, dude.
Crazy. Yeah.
It's wild because COVID. Oh my God, all that. And you guys formed in the pandemic, though.
We did. Well, kind of. We started releasing music in the pandemic.
Okay.
So we say our official, we started during the pandemic, but in reality, we started at least a couple years before that. Just like we didn't know what to do. You know what I mean? We were just kind of finding our way with things. And then we found people who would write with us, do the thing. And then that's where the first song started coming from.
Okay. So let's, if we can dive into that a little more, like, so did you started as a local, playing like love drafts and everything, right?
Yeah.
And man, I was racking my brain for the name of that place. It literally came to me. Awesome. Such a cool venue. I miss Southeastern PA, honestly, just for the music hub and so many connections.
It's a great scene out here. It's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But so you started playing local and just like small band. So you intentionally sought out like writers or like artists that you looked up to, or you're just like, hey, let's collab?
Sort of in a way. So on a lot of our song credits is Zach from If Not For Me. I remember this was so long ago. This is probably 2019, this story. But there was me, Mikey was in the singer guitar player in our band now. He was in the band then. And we had two other people who are no longer in the band. Okay. And we were just like, we just got to write songs, but we don't know how to start. Like, I had my home set up. I had no idea what I was doing. You know what I mean?
Nobody does.
So we were kind of like throwing some riffs at a wall, not landing on anything. And then some things happened and we were looking for a guitar player. So I hit up Zach because I saw his band. I think it was Persona Gray, Harrisburg band.
Okay. And
I saw them sometime and I'm like, this dude's sick. I want to ask him to be in our band. So I did. And he's like, hey, I actually just joined another band, which is now If Not For Me, which is crazy. And he's like, but let's write songs. So we're like, all right, cool. Then we all went over there and wrote some songs. Yeah.
I mean, you wrote some fucking bangers.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. The songs are sick.
For the audience, I mean, Southeastern Pennsylvania is full of artists. Just to give the perspective of, holy cow, what kind of network did I stumble into when I got down to Philadelphia? Because, like, Erie has, like, they actually, for a long time, had a pretty good scene. And it's picking back up for sure. More towards the hardcore end of things. I know Philly has that, but they have, like, it's like the bottom corner of Pennsylvania is just bands. Like, so, and one of my favorite bands growing up, August Burns Red, comes like they're basically your neighbors out there, right? Like,
for sure. Lancaster, 40 minutes away from us here.
Yeah, exactly. So how about your influences? Because I know you got a shout from August Burns Red. What was it, when Darker Colors dropped?
I think it was Misguided Light. Jake's posted a few things because he's always been cool with us. Like, our previous drummer, his uncle played hockey with him. So he kind of got us in.
Love that.
And we met Jake. And then just over time, we're a brand new band. We have so many questions. And he reached out and was like, hey, let's sit down, just ask me. And we were like, this is awesome. You know what I mean? And over the years, it's still like that. I can go to him. We can go to him, ask him, whatever. And it's cool. You know what I mean?
That's so genuine.
Just to have that kind of, support. That's just what it's like around here. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just people helping people.
Yeah. Really cool. Like, the overlap. Everyone supports everyone there. And it's
absolutely. That's how it should be.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And I feel like you guys rotate, you just trade each other's drummers left and right. I mean, that's just how the bands work anyways.
Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah. Cool. So your influences though, I mean, you're PA born and bred, right? Like, you've been there your whole life. Who did you grow up listening to?
So obviously a little ABR. Yeah. I'd say primarily what started growing my passion in this genre is bands like, funny enough, Asking, Alexandria. Yeah. Definitely one of my early influences. Them, like, of Mice and Men, those kind of bands.
Yep.
But growing up, like, high school time, I definitely got way into the progressive side of metalcore, Era, North Lane, you name it.
Yeah.
You know, like Moth's not really progressive, but one of my favorite bands.
Right.
Super, super into those guys. And that was kind of the goal when starting, a partial goal, like sound wise, of starting this band. I definitely wanted those influences.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really cool. How do you feel, like, obviously you were throwing riffs at a wall and nothing was really landing. I mean, I've been involved in music through my life. I've never written music. I've played music, like, but band, not so much like guitar or anything, just like, you know, high school band, chorus, that sort of thing. So like sitting down and writing, like that had to be kind of overwhelming of like, hey, I want to be a cool
you have no
metalcore.
idea.
I want to be a cool metalcore band, but I can't necessarily copycat, right? Like, what really hasn't been written.
Yeah, and when you start, you have no skill, right? You know what you want to hear, but it's like, how do you get from not knowing a damn thing to getting these songs? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the goal is to be at the level of these bands, and to do that, you have to make equally as good music.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
And that just, when you're starting, like, it just won't happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We still fight. I mean, we have the highest standards. We put the highest standards on ourselves just to get to that level. But it's tough. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Because you spend days just sitting there staring at your screen, you know? Some of these days I sit down to write and nothing happens, and that's just the way it goes. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So,
yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
There's definitely the writer's block, hurdle, imposter syndrome, all that sort of thing.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you started out though, and you know, we'll bring this up to the present, I promise. But like when you started out, how much, like, I guess, was there an expectation of like what I want out of this project, or was it just like, let's see what the hell we can do?
Yeah, there definitely was an expectation. I was in 2 bands before I started this band.
Oh, wow.
And being in those 2 bands, they were super short term. They were like maybe 2 weeks to a month each.
As they do, yeah.
But I was like, I need to start my own band because I need just to do it. Like, I know what I want to do. Like, I can't push that idea on someone else's band. So
got it.
That's where I started this.
That's really cool. So
what was your question again? Sorry, I kind of just went off on a tangent.
Oh, no, I mean, that was it. I mean, kind of the expectations of like when you were starting. I mean, you came in, and was it just let's see, for instance, if this can last longer than 2 months and actually play a couple shows, or was it like, I want to be, you know, where you're at today?
It's definitely that. I think when I started this band, it was like, this is the one, and I'm just going to give this one everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Yeah. It's like me with jobs. It's like, I'm tired of switching jobs, bro. Just like, let me ride this one and excel at it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, in regards to your content, and I'm going to pull a quote from your bio, you know, you delve deep, touching on themes of personal struggles, relationships, and battles we face within ourselves. I'm assuming, just, you know, clues, that led to the name of the band, correct?
So not really, unfortunately, no. Maybe some album names, but the band name, I hate admitting this, but it came from a RuneScape quest. There's a quest called What Lies Below.
Yo, hell yeah.
That's where we got it.
I
hate admitting it, but
man, that is like the coolest lore, though.
Yeah. We were looking for a band name, and I'm playing RuneScape back in the day, and I'm like, going through, scrolling all the quest names. I'm like, What Lies Below is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Then it just stuck.
Yeah.
So, there's no unfortunate, like, deep meaning to the band name. It's just a RuneScape quest.
Hey, I mean, it kind of syncs up. I mean, let the fans believe something, right? Yeah.
There's some story there. Yeah. Some storyline.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll be, you know, give it 15 years. You'll be on stage like, back in the day, you know.
Yeah.
This
exactly.
is how it came together.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So, God damn it. I hate myself, right, asking this too, but what do you do when it takes you under?
Man, that's a question that may never be answered, brother. I don't know.
That's fair.
I don't know.
That's fair.
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. How about that?
I love it. I told one of my friends who had initially kind of like stumbled on you guys with me, and I was like, dude, I'm talking to What Lies Below tomorrow. Like, I'm so hyped, and I'm like, I'm gonna ask him that. He said,
yeah.
Do not ask him that. Please don't ask.
The lyric I get the most questions about in that song, but is the like a bird in a window. No one seems to understand that one, and I kind of think that's cool.
So
it's in the second verse there.
Right. But rather than me pry at it, do you want to leave it, let it sit there, and now that you've mentioned it, let listeners figure it out and keep thinking on it? Or do you want to expound? It's up to you.
I don't mind. Okay. Either way.
All right. Well, no, I mean, it's your secret.
Hey, I mean, we can talk about it. I don't really mind. It's really not crazy, but it's basically
just another like RuneScape quest. No big deal.
Exactly. Yeah. That's all it is. Yeah. That's all it is. Basically, like a bird in a window means imagine a bird trying to get through a window, and it's kind of dark, so apologies in advance. But like a bird trying to get through a window because it thinks there's nothing in the way, right? Something is in the way. It's trying until it eventually breaks over.
Right.
A little dark, but yeah.
But hey, I mean, it makes sense. It's springtime. There was a bird that hit my window at work the other day. It was sad, but
there it is. Yeah. Misguided light in a nutshell. Yeah.
That damn bird. It knew. It knew.
It did know. It did.
Okay, so you started, released some music. Destinations came out, which I know for a fact made, what was that, 21 end of the year list for me. Like, it was just like
cool.
On my radar. Like, this is really kick ass. Blew my friends out of the water. I got a really cool network of just like, we just pass music all over. So I guess the concept, and you've probably talked about this on other podcasts and conversations, but Destinations in kind of a nutshell, what was kind of the driving theme of that album from your perspective?
Sure. So basically, this was my first big project, and I was like, how can I make this like I'm very big on like starting and ending. You want a story, right?
Yeah.
One way or another, you want a story. So I took 4 different topics, and then Destinations to me, it could be different for everybody, is kind of like the silver lining, the grand finale of that. So it touches like everything you love is like relationships, Canvas is anxiety, Endlessly is depression, and Erased is like friendships. You know what I mean? A lot of things that I'm struggling with at the time. And then Destinations is kind of like that one bring it all together piece.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, I lost my sentence, but yeah, that's pretty much the story there in a nutshell.
Nailed it. Yeah, I think you and I are the same way, because we'll start going and be like really excited about something and wait.
Yeah, and then poof.
What was I was getting back to something. Yeah. No, you nailed it.
It happens all the time, and I think of the coolest shit when that happens. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Which is why you're excited to keep going and going, and yeah. Now the question in regards to that though is, does that happen to you when you're writing and you're like, holy cow, I just had the best lyric and now it's just poof?
100%. A lot in the car. Like, I'll be sitting in the car listening to music, and I'll think of like a song theme or a really cool lyric. And I'm very big on not texting and driving. Don't do that, people.
Of course. Yeah.
Sometimes if it's that good, like I'll jot it down real quick.
Right, at the red light, at the stop sign.
Exactly. Yes, right. But it'll still be all like messed up. No one knows. Yeah. I don't even know what it means later on.
Even a voice to text. Yeah. That sort of thing.
Yeah.
Right.
But then sometimes, like I said, I don't like texting and driving. So I'll just forget about it, and then I'll get home and try to remember it. Never happens, fortunately.
It's like my shopping list. I drive to the grocery store, and I think I needed Cheetos today. I probably needed bananas, but
it's either that or you get way too much. There's no in between.
Right, exactly. That's awesome. And then so Destinations took you, and again, so this technicality, right? This is your third project, so to speak, if you want to consider it.
Which one?
What Lies Below is like your third.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Like technically speaking, whether or not it lasted, a while. So within the span of, I don't know, 4 years you got signed with Darker Colors then?
Mm-hmm.
Was that, did that catch you by surprise that happened? Or like, what was your emotions there of, holy cow, it only took me this long. Meanwhile, there's bands out there for 14, 15 years who just haven't gotten a deal yet.
Yeah, I mean, I think it goes to show the hard work of everybody in the band. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have such a great group of people who work really hard at what they do. And, when we were working on Darker Colors, we hired Cody to run ads and do PR and stuff for us. And by the end of that, after the EP came out, he was impressed with our work ethic and like the music, the direction, all that. And he gave us a contract.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and it's awesome. We love being with those guys. Cody's great. So
yeah,
awesome. Yeah. But it is cool. He has stories of being in like the scene, doing music for like whenever I'm super down on something, I'll go to Cody and I'll be like, hey, I'm kind of bummed about this. Like, why isn't this happening? Like, you know what I mean? And I'll be like, hey man, you got to think like you're still super new to this. Like you're only 5 years into it. You know what I mean? Some people wait. It happens to them like 10 or 15 years. And it kind of puts it in perspective a little bit. It's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, that's kind of what I was driving out of. Is similar to Dead Seven, honestly. Like they recorded the compilation that's going to be coming out. They recorded that like last year, and they've been talking to Sharp Tone all year. And granted, they have had like one EP out and same as you guys, right? So you kind of like fast tracked of, hey, we're just this good. We got noticed by the right person or worked with the right person. It's all about that community in the industry. And now we're signed. Like, that's just like,
awesome.
It's got to be awesome. It's got to be overwhelming. But you never really necessarily experienced the whole DIY, like, let's, grind for 8, 9, 10 years and see what happens.
Yeah.
So,
which we still do. You know what I mean? We're still on that grind every day.
You don't. Yeah.
Yeah. No, for sure. But
yeah, there's those people who are grinding with like that as the ultimate goal, but obviously, as you just said, you still have to grind when you get signed.
You do.
Like being signed is only a piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, and I fell victim to that when I was starting. I was just like, we got to get signed to like one of these bigger labels, and that's it. Then we're in.
Yeah.
We'll get these tours, we'll start making money doing the thing, and we're good. When that's not the reality of it, because you see all these bands who sign, and then maybe their next record isn't even on that label because they got cut. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it really just, and I'm happy I changed my mindset on that, because who knows what would have happened. You know what I mean? One thing it taught me is like, no matter what, you got to be on the grind. Yeah. So yeah.
Do you think you like had your mindset not changed? Do you think you would have held out for one of the mainstream labels to come to you and offer you something?
I don't know, because we still like obviously love putting out music, doing all that.
Yeah.
I've heard horror stories of bands waiting too long, like thinking or talking to labels, thinking they're going to get a deal, and then a deal doesn't happen. And then lo and behold, it's a year and they haven't released any music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So in today's day and age, you got to keep up. You got to stay current. So I don't know if that would have happened, but who knows?
Right. Okay. And that leads perfectly. I love where this conversation is going. So in terms of the grind, you got to stay relevant. What is your kind of perspective on single versus album? Like, obviously just logical of like, you put a single out, you can push it for a couple months and like give yourself some time and have, a couple in the backlog of drop this here. But in terms of, from an artistic perspective in your mind, do you enjoy singles versus, sitting down for a full 12 tracks on something, or even thinking about writing music?
So, yeah, I think first of all, from like a listener point of view and like being a fan of bands, there's probably 2 bands I would care about listening to a full album from. So it's, to me, not that important. I'll probably get flack for saying that, but I think a lot of the bands who just keep putting out singles that eventually adds up to a release, it's smart. I mean, it's kind of the way it works now. I see a bunch of people who like wait, you know what I mean? So like on Reddit, I'll be reading comments of a song that came out and they're like, oh, I'm not listening to this one yet.
Yeah.
And I'm like, to have the willpower to do that is crazy. But, you know, when we were putting out Destinations, we kind of did that. We put out we did 4 singles for that. And then on release was the song Everything You Love and then the interlude. So like,
right.
It looks like an EP now, but back then it was just like single.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, as a new band, you have to build a presence before anyone cares if you could drop a 20-track album, nobody would listen.
Mm-hmm.
No
exactly.
offense, right? Like, yeah.
And that's a mistake I see a lot of bands make. I mean, they put out an album, and even bands from like our area, and I'm like, I know of you guys, and I like didn't know you dropped a record last month. That's not good.
True.
You know what I mean?
Like I know you in real life, and we've played shows or something, and I didn't even know. Yeah.
It's like, what do you mean you put out a record? When did that even happen? But
yeah,
it is what it is.
Yeah, it's the new era. I mean, Pistols at Dawn. Like they're on Billboard Radio, and again, very proud of them and excited for them. Mm-hmm. But a perspective of when I was running PR for them, and we were just like, hey, we have to get you on the map. Like as your band Luxrem before Pistols, you know, progressive metal is not really the most marketable material all the time.
Definitely.
But you know, you have to build a presence. And one thing they told me, they were like, dude, had we been able to kind of understand the market better ourselves at the time, we would have gotten onto like TikTok and just started being idiots 5 years ago. And we would have been in so much of a much better place just with attention and grabbing, you know. For sure.
It is super important. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, social media is of the utmost importance in this day and age.
Yeah.
You know, making content's not for everybody. There's ways you can do it that make it not so miserable. I see bands doing skits, bands doing all that. For some people, that's not going to be their cup of tea, which is fine.
Yep.
But you still got to post. Like, you have to post.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep. And bands doing skits, for instance, would be set for tomorrow.
Just did a run with those guys. They're awesome.
Did a run. Yeah. How was that?
Yeah.
That looked like
it was super cool.
A ton of fun.
It was awesome. It was their EP release run. So we did North Carolina, Virginia, and then their hometown of Richmond.
Yep.
All the shows were sick. Those are such great guys, and it sucked being home after like 3 days. It's a bummer.
Right.
But yeah.
I mean, quick weekend jaunt. And I mean, it
was cool.
That's a good run to really play and get a good market anyhow. I mean,
for sure. And it was also nice to get a little like warm up before this month's tour. You know what I mean? I don't consider it a warm up, but it's nice because we haven't played since early December to get some shows in close to that happening, which is cool.
Did you play at what's it called? Christmas Burns Red? Did you guys?
We did not. No, we haven't.
Why did I think you were on that bill? Yeah, for some reason I thought you were kind of looped into that as one of the early acts. I'm sure you went.
Nah, I haven't gone in years, to be honest with you. I think the last one I went to was 2019.
I'll cut that down.
I honestly don't like going to shows that much. Like,
really?
It sounds crazy. I really do not like going to shows. If it's one of my favorite bands, I'll go.
Yeah.
And all my friends are like, let's get in the pit, let's throw down. And I'm like, nah, I'm going to go up there and sit down and watch, because that's exactly where I want to be.
Well, it's how you like process music, though, probably, right?
For sure.
Like you just want to kind of be.
It's good sound.
Yeah.
I can chill. You know, I'm not getting pushed around by sweaty people. I'm chilling upstairs. I'm chilling.
Dude, years ago.
But playing shows is great.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, with you up front, yeah, why not? You want to see those people getting sweaty and pushing each other around.
Definitely, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, hoist that man up, crowd surf him. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I completely understand it. I am like, you go to the Fillmore down in Philadelphia, and it's like, I'll take the seat upstairs, like, you know, the high top right there.
I will do that every time.
Every time. Best experience.
Yep.
Before they started charging, we saw Motionless in White and Falling in Reverse up there, and it was spectacular. Like, just kind of wanted.
Yeah, you like cool. Get your seat, get a beer. Oh, dude, it doesn't. I I think it was
It's luxury.
it was air. I don't remember the venue. I think it was the one you just said in Philly. But they had a balcony upstairs, seats,
Yeah.
bar right behind it. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. They played Dementia. Perfect.
Ooh.
Couldn't beat it.
Ooh. In the
Could not
live
beat it.
setting, brother. Oh my god.
Crazy.
The one band I'm still dying to see is Coheed.
Are they still touring?
I don't know how. Yeah, actually, because I
Are
think
they?
they're going
Cool.
out with
That's cool.
I'm probably wrong on this. They're going out soon. I think it's with Mastodon. They're one of the bands that I would love to exactly like absorb just whatever
For sure.
the hell happens on stage because they're really good.
That's an awesome band.
Yeah.
Awesome band.
So other awesome bands locally for you. Do you have any like cool shout outs that you put some people on to? No pressure, just kind of off the top of your head, like, hey, we love touring or doing a show here and there with them or
Yeah, dude, there's so many.
yeah.
Escape Artist is a cool one.
I don't know.
There's a band, I think they're out of Harrisburg, but they're super cool. This is tough because we haven't played a local show in so long, so that has not been on my mind.
Oh, fair.
The Boys, An Illusion of Solace, they're cool.
Yes.
Bobby's band.
Yep. Illusion of Solace, that's what it is.
Damn, this is harder than I know so many. This is so hard, though.
Well, see, the fun part is, like, I feel like I can pull people's names, but not band names, because they're in, like, 5 different projects. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, there's
I'll come back
one.
to you with a couple more.
Oh,
when
yeah.
I think of
Yeah,
stuff.
just drop them in.
Yeah.
Because one of my really good friends is the drummer for Midfield, but it's also Covenant, and again, he's in like 4 bands, and I just know like that's Tyler's band,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Renovare. It's a cool like prog metal band from Central PA.
There you go.
What else we got? Damn, I'm not good at this.
Yeah. Hey, I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but
No, you're good.
Yeah.
You're good. Ooh, Making a Mockery. Cool band. I'm just gonna spit them out as they come.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like Love Drafts. I was just like, holy shit, there it is. Got it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
Yeah. Favorite venue out there?
Whew. We haven't played this show yet, but everything from booking the show to the people helping with that at the Masquerade in Atlanta have been incredible.
Oh, word.
I've heard nothing but good things about the place.
Yeah.
So I'll put that in a list. I don't care. I feel like that's going to be an awesome venue.
Yeah, why not?
Love Drafts, obviously.
Yeah.
They're moving, though. Did you know they're moving?
No.
Yeah, so they bought... Have you been to the downtown Harrisburg one?
Yes. Yeah.
So
Because
that's tiny little place.
That's their like original spot, right?
Yeah,
Like
tiny little
yeah.
venue.
Yeah.
Right across the street from that, they bought a restaurant, and I could be entirely wrong, but I think they're doing 2 different venues, like around 1,000 capacity in this place.
Okay.
And then shutting down the Mechanicsburg location. But yeah, the Mechanicsburg one's awesome. We've had awesome shows there with If Not For Me, for our own headliners.
Yep.
And it's awesome.
Yeah. It's such a good intimate setting. I mean,
it is.
That's where good. I don't know. You get good feels when you're
Absolutely.
very like 50-person shows, and granted, it's not great financially for the band, but it's probably the most energy you'll get in a room, I feel like.
Yeah. So it's great. Both locations are awesome. We obviously did we did our EP release show at the Small Love Drafts, packed like 150 people there, and it was insanity.
That's awesome.
And then we did in Mechanicsburg, probably the same amount of people, but the bigger one's the better one for sure.
Yeah, that's true. I would agree with that. Yeah.
Just more stuff as well. You have a green room, you got laundry facilities.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So this question kind of ducks back quickly to, when you were starting out and kind of expectations. But is there, we talked a little bit about it in that conversation, but there were some kind of like preconceived notions of what you wanted to be, right? But now that you're doing it and kind of making it, are there any specific kind of like metrics in your head of like, hey, I'm not there yet? Or, hey, I did make it, pat yourself on the back kind of deal?
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever say like I did make it and pat myself on the back. I think it's an ever growing process and you're always pushing. Like
Yeah,
when Suffer and Misguided started to hit 1 million on Spotify, it was kind of like, yeah, this is so awesome. Even when back to when they were hitting like 100K, when Misguided was first popping off,
absolutely.
and that got to 100K, it was I would just look at it. I'm like, this is awesome, but that eventually wears off, and then you're like, all right, what's next? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So, and it's just writing better music and doing more tours and just growing the thing.
yeah, yeah.
So, yeah.
It's just so cool to. Again, I have such a soft spot. I was up in Philly for a good decade, and it's like
Mm.
to see bands that from that area and that you kind of know or know of just start to explode. It's just
Mm-hmm.
it's really like I can say you and I hadn't really met other than like I think they Instagram live the one time,
Yeah,
and
yeah. I think we've
before that.
DM'd a little bit before too,
Oh
maybe from
yeah,
like the band page.
yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. Yeah. We've
yeah.
DM'd, but like in, just chatting, and it's like I've been so proud just watching you guys
Oh yeah, appreciate that,
just
man.
chugging, and it's just really neat. It's like
Mhm.
if I'm invested in the music, then I'm like I just want to see them succeed. So
Absolutely, and that's much appreciated, man. Thank you.
yeah, absolutely. Um, then of course when I wear the shirt out, I'm like, hey, check this band out.
Hell yeah,
You guys
let's
aren't
go.
cool enough
Let's go.
down here to know Pennsylvania metalcore, but like,
Damn straight.
oh man, yeah. I mean, I get
Hopefully, we
the
win over Kentucky, man. That'd be awesome.
dude. I am excited that you guys are actually coming through Lexington because it is. I feel like it's very few and far between for like heavier bands to hit Lexington and
It's
not Louisville, Cincinnati, or Nashville.
Yeah, true,
So
true. I think that's pretty early on in the tour as well. It
I
might be
think
like
so.
the
It's
fifth
like
date or something like that.
it's the
Maybe
28th,
third
I
or fourth.
think. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's mad early on.
Yeah.
Might be show 3.
And
No, 4. I think it's 4. Anyway, sorry.
your favorite boy Alan Harrington will be there. I am
Hell yeah,
sure
he's
of
going?
it. I'm sure of it.
Let's
He
go.
was there for
Let's
the
go.
Beartooth show.
Was he?
Elusive guy.
I gotta shoot him a message.
You do.
I don't even know what he looks like, man.
I don't
I
either.
can see him in public.
Brother,
Yeah,
I was DMing him through the show, and he's like, "You gotta find me." I was like, "How the hell do I?"
I know.
Like, what is this? And then I see some dude with this huge stack of vinyls race to
That's
the
gotta
front
be.
of the room right after Beartooth got off. I was like, "Yeah, that's him." There's no way I'm catching him.
It's gotta be
now,
cool though, because if he doesn't want to be bugged during a show, like just stay anonymous. You know
but-
what I
Oh
mean?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Perfect. It's absolutely,
the man is
Perfect.
living the dream. I love that guy.
absolutely.
Never met him, but I love that guy. And when I first got here, I saw him on Twitter. I think he had Franz actually do like a, what up? This is a red herring, blah, blah, like some
Yeah.
intro thing. And I was like, wait, that happened? I didn't even know about that show at that time.
Mhm. When we were starting, he helped us out a lot by like retweeting and sharing
Oh,
our stuff.
absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we sent him a shirt. I think we sent him a couple things, and
Yeah.
I think I don't remember what city he was in, but it is Kentucky for sure.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah.
So
Well, for his safety, he's a wanted man.
Yeah.
So he should,
Yeah.
keep
I
that
probably
on
have his address somewhere. Actually, I'll tell you that.
You probably
Spill it
do.
real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not streaming right now, so. Okay, so in the band, and obviously you've changed some members, as you said.
Mhm.
Is there a member, and this is putting you on the spot? Is there a member you
boy.
could not operate without?
Oh man, that's tough. I mean, we all have equal importance. I want to say.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like if we just missed one person, stuff would be weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I don't think it's one person, more so a collective. Yeah, just
You've grown
a collective
into
thing.
everyone picks up. Hey, I have this role. You have this role. I know you don't carry shit off the stage, so you do something else.
Mhm.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty much what it came to. I mean, everyone's important. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I think if anyone was removed, it would be Wacky.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're all so tight. Like, we're good friends.
Yeah.
First of all, you know what I mean? Like, I call him when I need something. I call him if I want to talk about something. We all hang out. You know, Super Bowl parties, birthdays, whatever it is. Like, we're hanging out.
Yep.
You know, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
And important because you're spending a lot of your life on the road with these guys. You got to be friends.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely. I love how
So,
the thumbs up keeps popping
is
up.
that why it's doing it?
I have no
Is it
idea
because
why.
I'm doing something like that?
I don't know if it's
I
like on
noticed
your
it a
end
few times.
or it's Discord, because like someone
Turn
has
out.
done like a rock on symbol, and like lights have happened, but it doesn't happen for me. So I don't.
Yeah. And I wasn't even doing anything. I was just kind of sitting here and it kept doing it.
Maybe it's this. Maybe
It's
thinking
that. Yeah.
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 It's not to make you that's not a self-conscious thing. That's just
No,
it keeps popping up, but it's perfect timing, honestly.
yeah, for sure.
Okay, so here is one again, kind of back to the social media side. So, obviously bands who start out like kind of in your shoes and looking to really get seen, really get noticed. We've talked about like you got to keep grinding, you got to keep going. Is there a release cycle that you're like, holy cow, we nailed it? That you would be like, I would, could give advice of not necessarily specific, like down to the minutia, but like that was the best one we've done and it worked because of this idea or concept.
For like an EP?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Like whatever you've, was Destinations,
I mean,
did that work better than Darker Colors? Or if
Darker Colors definitely worked way, way better. Yeah. I think it was a mixture of, in my opinion, better music, and then knowing a little more because it was our second time through. You know what I mean?
True.
But if any small band is listening, you just have to be ready to do whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If something comes up, you got to do it. I mean, I could dig into this subject forever and talk about it, but I'll try to keep it light.
Go for it.
Like
your platform,
you
man.
Be able to be willing and ready to do whatever at any time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something comes up, like, let me tell you this. When we were doing Misguided Light, we had just finished Lunar Haze. That was done. So it went Bound, Lunar Haze, and then Misguided, 3 singles, EPs out.
Yep.
We did Bound and then Lunar Haze. And then we scheduled a music video shoot for it was like a few days after Lunar Haze came out. And we didn't even have a chorus until I think the week before.
That sounds about right.
And it was one of the most stressful experiences of my life. I remember texting Ricky Armelino. He was like, dude, just cancel the video. And I'm like, no, I can't do that. So we figured it out, and I think it's an awesome chorus. Honestly, one of my favorites that we've done.
Yeah.
And you just got to be willing and ready to put in that work when you need to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think the collection, or the madness of creating Darker Colors made it what it is.
Yeah. It was the journey. Like there's one thing that I really enjoy doing is going back and looking at, for instance, off the top of my head, watching Attack in the studio. Creating magic and just like seeing how people, like, they're goofy, but then they're also like, we got to do this. Here's the pressure, and then it hits, and seeing the, excitement, and it's just the whole roller coaster.
I honestly think I work better under that pressure. When I have time to sit down, sometimes like nothing happens. When I am under pressure, like strict deadline, this needs done or we are fucked, I write the best shit I've ever written. And it's awesome. So I kind of rely on that pressure sometimes to get shit done.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get it. Some people work that way, some people don't. Yeah.
Definitely.
Would you say the rest of the band is similar? Or are there pieces and people who like to come in like, hey, here's my part, I'm done, kind of thing? Like, just tweak it a little bit, but...
So we all kind of have our equal opinions. Like, we all value each other's opinions equally.
Yeah.
Sometimes someone, might not like something everyone else does, and that person, like, not has to deal with it, because that sounds like that's the wrong way of saying it, but
yeah,
kind of. You know what I mean?
Yep. So,
I think I answered your question with that.
You did. I think.
All right, cool.
Here we go again. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes, man, my brain just starts going, and it's like crazy.
Well, so off that, Like when you're like locked in for a show, do you ever like, does it start going, you forget lyrics, or are you just like tight?
I'm pretty much locked in. Most of these songs we've been playing for such a long time.
Yeah.
Not such a long time, maybe like 2 years now.
I mean,
It's actually a good bit of time.
that's a good bit of time to play the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of it is muscle memory at this point. There are certain, like when we play new songs for the first time, I definitely have to lock in, and I'm less moving, like I'm not moving around as much just to make sure I get the parts right.
Yeah.
And when I remember we played If Not For Me's album release show at Love Drafts, and there's probably like 500-600 people there.
Yeah.
And I had to like chill out because I was getting a little too excited. You know what I mean? And starting to like get nervous about messing lyrics up.
I got you.
It didn't happen, but I was just so focused on like, this is sick.
Yeah.
I'm going to like just go crazy. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. You were like a little Jason Let Live action going on there.
Maybe not that much.
Oh,
but
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, I saw them, I think only once, and it was them opening on Under Oath's initial farewell tour. And I really didn't know what I was watching, because he's just an animal when it comes to like jumping around everything. The dude took like the back line and just like threw it on the ground. It was like, what is happening?
I think he like climbs poles and shit.
Yeah, hangs upside down from the ceiling. Yeah.
Nuts.
Yeah. Insane.
I could never do all that. Never.
Insane.
Ever in a million years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just like rolling and writhing on the stage. Like, dude, what is happening?
Yeah, he's like sprinting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Oh, man.
Nuts.
Love that. It came to mind on that when I saw Illusion of Solace and met Bobby. They played with The Drowned God, if you're familiar with them. It was one of their released shows. Round Guys Brewing, I think, is the venue. Lansdale.
Look that up. Lansdale, I've heard of that.
Yeah, yeah, that was like a ridiculously just one of them shows you just stand there and you're like, holy cow, what happened? Let's kind of like close it out of what's in your headphones lately? Like, what are you
Let me pull my Spotify.
Are you I listen to the music I make, or are you I listen to everything? Okay.
So I listen to primarily metalcore, and I get shit on by the rest of the band guys,
of course,
for that.
Yeah.
But let me pull up my Spotify. I'm very big on instrumentals. So if you release instrumental albums, you are the best. Like Era's instrumental albums, awesome. North Lane, Currents,
yep,
all those bands. Let me see what I've been listening to lately.
Well, so
I usually just put on the metal mix and just vibe.
Yeah, yeah. So does that tie into like you kind of understanding song composition, and kind of learning how to write better, so to speak?
I hope so.
Okay.
I don't think
it doesn't hurt, obviously. Yeah.
It definitely doesn't hurt. I definitely know what I want to hear. You know what I mean? I think due to that,
you kind of have a timing in your head of like, I need this piece and this kind of a drop or this riff.
For sure.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it definitely helps for writing instrumentals, not necessarily vocals, but listening to instrumentals, because you get all the details you don't usually hear out of them. And you're like, oh, cool. I'm going to take that or take inspiration from that and bring it over to this.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'd listen to a lot of that. I also love classic rock and super bass, bro. Super bass goes hard.
Love
by
that.
Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super bass.
But I have this playlist. It's called Van. And it's just a bunch of like classic rock in it. So I like classic rock.
Because your What Lies Below playlist on the page is made by you. I clicked and followed your profile like today or the day before.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and so I saw Van, but I didn't see
and Mikey. Yeah,
I didn't open Van, but I just saw the cover and I was like, "Holy shit, that's amazing!" Like,
yeah, that is my brother Mikey, and also our guitar player.
Love that.
I think that was at Christmas time. I'm like, "Yo, give me a pose." But yeah, man, that playlist is fire. You got some Def Leppard in there. You got some Toto.
Oh yeah,
can't beat it. I definitely need to add some more songs to this. It's like our van playlist. So if I'm in the front seat, I'm playing this playlist.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But
That's so
metalcore.
sick.
I do listen to us quite a bit, which is kind of weird, but I like our music. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So like, I'll listen to it every now and then.
Right. I mean, if you don't,
It is embarrassing though. It is embarrassing, like at the end of the year when like we're in my top 5. That's a little weird, but
is it though?
I don't have the excuse. I don't have the excuse of practicing to it. The rest of the guys do. I'm just weird and listen to it.
Why not though? I mean, you got to practice in your car.
I agree.
Like they do, right?
True. That's true.
Yeah. Dude, okay, so I mean that's a cool piece to hit on. How'd you learn to like sing, scream? How'd you learn vocals? Was that a car thing?
I got super passionate about metalcore in high school, and I'm like, I want to do this, but what do I do? Like, I don't know any instruments, right? So I'm like, oh, cool. I'll just scream. I'll just figure that out. And then I just started trying.
Yeah.
Wasn't good, obviously. Then went to college. I hated being in college, so a lot of the nights I would just drive around and scream in my car to like North Lane, all these different bands.
Yeah.
But most specifically North Lane. And then I just grew it over time. I started doing some covers on YouTube. They might still be up. I don't really know. And then started the band and just learned from there. You know what I mean?
Wow. I mean, at this point, have you watched videos of like how to protect your voice and everything too? I'm sure.
No. I definitely have started taking vocal health on the road more seriously as of late.
Yep.
Trying not to drink, you know what I mean, before a show definitely helps. Just taking care of your body, and shouldn't be drinking at all, but we do, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think one beer is perfect before a set, and then good.
Yeah.
I usually rip shows with one beer.
Yeah. That's tight.
So,
yeah.
For sure.
I mean, look, whether you admitted it or not, like if you told me like, oh yeah, it takes like 8 beers for me to get in the zone.
Yeah.
I would be very worried.
For sure.
Yeah.
There have been shows though where like we're having so much fun and we go out for food and then we start drinking, and then like when we were on tour in October, we had a bottle of tequila with us.
Oh God.
And we would just pass it around before the set every night. And that was brutal because it's just not good.
Anyone who's ever passed around a bottle of tequila definitely understands exactly where that went. Yeah.
So maybe no more tequila, but
fair enough. Yeah,
for sure.
That's tight. Do you have a beer of choice?
I love IPAs.
Okay, fair enough.
I can't go downstairs and grab any right now, but Trogs, you know Trogs?
I know Trogs, yeah. Oh, right out by
Perpetual,
you.
Yeah, 15 minutes from me.
Yeah.
Perpetual is my favorite beer of all time.
That's
sick. IPA. Yeah, but a lot of beers are good. Ales, lagers, IPA.
Lancaster.
Just no dark beer.
Lancaster Brewing makes, in my opinion, the best pumpkin beer. The baked pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin beer.
That is like, I used to be like a full-on fanboy for Southern Tier, and then they got picked up by Victory, and it was just like, it kind of got commercialized. But Lancaster Brewing, man. Whenever we go back up to Philly, I load my car up with the seasonal and just drive it back.
For sure.
I can tell you there's not good beer down here. There's
really?
Not. Dude, it's
interesting.
It's bad. But I mean, then again, I was spoiled by like the milkshake IPAs and shit from Tired Hands and all that, and it's like it's hard to leave such a culture, so to speak.
For sure.
And go to
It's a great beer world out here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's phenomenal. Yeah.
Central PA, Philly, so many good breweries.
Yeah. Yeah, and like Trogs, everyone goes for Mad Elf. I mean, stuff like that. It's like everyone knows it.
Isn't even that good if we're being honest.
Dude, it's terrible.
Not. No. But Perpetual, man, if you haven't had a Perpetual, you got to get yourself one.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, out of the IPAs, it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's tight. Is there anything, I guess, anything that we may have missed that you want to mention, kind of shout out to fans or anything along those lines to kind of close?
Yeah, I mean, if you're not familiar with our touring schedule, we'll be heading out later this month with Asking Alexandria from Ashes to New and Royal Lynn. It is Northeast and Midwest, a little south. So come say what's up. Yeah, that's about all I got. It's doing the thing again, man. I'm just sitting here.
Oh, wait, say up.
Up.
What's up?
Up. What's up? What's thumbs up? Thumbs up.
Man, I really thought it was something how you said what's up. It might have thought thumbs up.
Maybe.
But like,
I don't know.
Perfect,
I don't know. Things got a mind of its own.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, man. That pretty much covers everything.
Cool. I really appreciate it, dude. This has
been, man, really appreciate you having me on. This is awesome.
This has been a lot of fun, and obviously keep in touch. DMs are always open, dude. This was really cool, and I'm excited to, April 28th. I'm going to double check my calendar. That's when you'll be here, so try to make it.
Sweet. Man, maybe we do this again sometime later on, maybe a couple years from now.
Yeah, I mean, if not sooner. So just let me know what you need. I'm around. Love to support however I can.
Fuck yeah,
do you still have vinyls left?
Let's see. I don't know if this one's a splatter or not. I just kind of picked one out. But yeah, we got them. They'll be on the road with us.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me see what this is. Oh, this is one of the cool ones. I think these are better than the splatter. The tricolor.
Oh, those are sick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
this was my selection.
That is nice.
Hell yeah.
I love that.
So yeah, we'll have these. I think we're bringing like 50 of them out with us. So.
Okay. All right, man.
All right. Thank you, brother.
Take care, dude. We'll talk.
You too. See ya.
See ya. Huge thank you to Andrew for jumping on the show and talking about a band which I've been hooked on for years at this point. It's been a long time coming to get a conversation set up, and as a fan, I'm super proud to watch them grow into what they are today and where they're going. Southeast PA and the Philadelphia area is really a friendly pocket of the world for me, so it's always nice to see, one, a band from there making it and doing incredible things, and two, just to catch up with people from that part of the world, given that Dear Untitled was founded in Philadelphia in 2018. It very much a soft spot and a lot of friends and network out that way. So again, huge shout out. Harrisburg area is where What Lies Below is from. Give them a follow on your favorite social platform. You can find all the links in the article and in the description. Their handle varies across platforms. And most of all, make sure you check out those tour dates where they are opening for Asking Alexandria and From Ashes to New. Incredible. And you heard about it in the conversation of how that came about, and really it was kind of a random chance. So excited for them to get that opportunity, and I will actually be seeing them here at my local venue when they come through. So very stoked on that. If you liked what you see on the channel, as always, we appreciate you giving a like, comment, or follow on your platform of choice. You are supporting us to support the artists that we all love. This is why we do it and why you are here. Until next time, this is your host, Nic Beardsley, saying stay safe and keep rocking.